Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about great expectations. At times what we expect to happen, man, pretty much does. So thank you for joining us. If you're new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We have a really powerful series of workshops, webinars, which of course are primarily online now. Allow me to say a few words about myself for those of you who are new to the show. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the Pulitzer Prize nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation. I am the board president of a great nonprofit here in Los Angeles called The World Stage, 7 days a week of when there's no COVID programming. You can go to we're streaming our programs online now. You can go to theworldstage.org to see about that great nonprofit. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA and my PhD in English Lit from the University of California at Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive. I don't say that to brag or boast. I say it because people are oftentimes surprised to hear of that level of productivity when they hear my crazy background. I'm the product of a young woman who was assaulted at age 16, gave birth to me at age 17 as a result of that assault, and then subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee. So at the time, though no biological father, no adopted father, listen, difficult times for the young MD at his cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, we know many people can in their own way, in their own lane. And that really inspires this show because I know it's not where you're from. It's where you're about to go. So thanks for joining us here today. And let's dive into our topic. We're talking today about great expectations. And point one is that, listen, it's okay to expect greatness. As a professor, I'm around lots of 20-somethings. And for various reasons, they are reticent to pursue, at least openly, greatness, in part because of a fear of being criticized. Who are you? And we all go through that, but because of the impact and the pervasiveness of social media in folks who are in their 20s and younger, they're just really risk averse because they're so used to being judged, liked, and disliked, right? So I see that up close. And I am saying to you, if that's you, if you're not in that particular cohort, man, making a decision to pursue greatness, that's the first step, is simply a decision. And point two, you want to do the work. I know in my own life, I have to really work at maintaining that attitude of greatness because we have a lot of things that can distract us from greatness, that's for sure. And even doing the work, I mean, I was thinking yesterday about this. It's exhausting being all excellent and great. This is not easy stuff. But once you make that decision, that goes a long way into getting it done, which goes right into point three. It's that decision in action, when coupled together, that leads to, when you expect greatness, so expecting great things, putting it out there and making a decision and doing the work, it's amazing how what people would call coincidences, whether they be people you need to meet or money coming to you or resources, begin to happen. I'm not completely sure. I am always learning more about it, but when you put out in the universe, I'll just put it that way, an idea, because an idea is a thought. It's a metaphysical thing. That idea is being broadcast. I don't want to get too far into this, but broadcast into the living, vibrant, responding universe, call it intelligence. And in my experience, when you send out an idea, like an expectation for greatness around a certain activity or an event, the universe begins to shape itself to make that thing manifest. Now, the more you believe in it and the more consistent you are in putting it out there, that idea, and the more that you commit to it and the more that you put action towards it, the better the chance that great expectation, that when you expect the thing to happen, that it will happen. It doesn't happen all the time. You know, that's the tricky part because that can affect your confidence in it. But when it begins to happen enough where you're like, this just can't be like a random coincidence. That's basically my story of how I've pretty much done most things that I've done in my life. It's just the belief, work, and expecting it. And then as I began to develop my spiritual practice and other things, I expect the things that I visualize and meditate upon to happen. And guess what? More likely than not, they do. And that builds my confidence to and continue on that particular path. So that's pretty much how it works. Um, it's metaphysical science, which I know sounds really, for someone like me, if I would have said to you, if I would have heard what I'm saying to you right now, I would have not believed it. In fact, I didn't believe it for a long time, even though it was actually happening to me in a good way, and also, and at times in a bad way. When I would expect a bad thing to happen, man, that thing would oftentimes it would happen. It was pretty scary. So when you know that is the other possibility, it makes you want to work on expecting the good. So, um, but when you can really engage in this process, it can completely make you more productive, of course, but it's going to change your life in a way that it's super profound. So, boom, goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. We'll see you this afternoon. It's New Year's Eve. Oh my God, I love New Year's Eve, especially when we're about to get the hell out in 2020. This has been a crazy year. And at the same time, let me just say this because I've been kind of joking about this, but I want to also put this out there. This has been a challenging year, and when we are challenged, just like working out, if you lift weights at all or you do any martial arts, when you are engaged in the challenge and you can survive it, it makes you stronger. It enhances your skill set. And so, even though 2020 was very challenging for me personally on so many levels, Jesus, I am grateful for it, that I survived it, that my family survived it, and that we all grew stronger and better for it. But now I'm ready to move on. Thanks for being here. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces, I'm out.